Hello and welcome. My name is Steve Carter, and this is the Slow English Fluency podcast for A1-A2 beginners. Welcome back to day 9 of our transformative English learning journey. I'm absolutely excited to have you here for what I consider one of the most practical and immediately useful episodes in our series. Today we're diving deep into travel English, the essential vocabulary and sentences you need to navigate airports, hotels, transportation, and all the adventures that come with exploring the world in English-speaking environments. Travel English is incredibly important because it represents freedom and independence. When you can confidently communicate while traveling, you're not limited by language barriers. You can explore new countries, experience different cultures, meet interesting people from around the world, and handle any situation that arises during your adventures. Travel English gives you the power to be completely self-sufficient anywhere English is spoken. Think about how transformative travel can be when you speak the local language confidently. Instead of feeling anxious about airport procedures, hotel check-ins, or asking for directions, you'll approach these situations with excitement and confidence. You'll be able to have meaningful conversations with locals, understand cultural nuances, negotiate prices, handle emergencies, and truly immerse yourself in new experiences rather than just surviving them. What makes travel English particularly crucial is that travel situations often involve time pressure, unfamiliar environments, and high stakes. When your flight is delayed, when you can't find your hotel, when you need medical assistance, or when you're trying to catch the last train, these moments require clear, confident communication. There's no time to look up words in a dictionary or struggle with basic phrases. I want you to imagine yourself 6 months from now confidently walking through an international airport. You're checking in for your flight smoothly, asking questions about gate changes, ordering food during layovers, and even helping other travelers who seem confused. Picture yourself arriving at hotels and handling check-in procedures like a seasoned traveler, making special requests, asking for recommendations, and building rapport with hotel staff who remember you fondly. Imagine exploring new cities where you can ask locals for the best restaurants, understand their recommendations, negotiate with taxi drivers, purchase tickets for attractions, and engage in conversations that lead to genuine cultural connections. That confident, independent traveler who sees the world as their playground, that's exactly who you're becoming. Travel English is wonderfully practical because it combines multiple language skills in real-world contexts. You'll use listening skills to understand announcements, speaking skills to ask questions and make requests, reading skills to navigate signs and menus, and cultural awareness to interact appropriately with people from different backgrounds. Today's comprehensive lesson will prepare you for every aspect of English-speaking travel experiences. We'll cover airport vocabulary and procedures, hotel interactions and services, transportation options and ticket purchasing, restaurant dining while traveling, shopping and souvenir buying, asking for directions and recommendations, handling travel problems and emergencies, and the cultural phrases that make interactions smooth and pleasant. Here's exactly what we'll accomplish together in the next 30 minutes. First, I'll teach you essential airport vocabulary covering check-in procedures, security processes, boarding announcements, and baggage handling. Everything you need to navigate airports confidently. Then, we'll master hotel vocabulary for reservations, check-in and check-out procedures, room amenities, and service requests. After that, we'll learn transportation vocabulary for taxis, trains, buses, and rental cars, plus the phrases you need to get anywhere you want to go. Next, we'll do intensive shadowing practice where you'll master the pronunciation of travel sentences until they feel automatic under pressure. Then I'll share an engaging story about Sarah's international adventure that demonstrates how travel English works in real situations. After that, we'll practice together with realistic travel scenarios where you'll handle common situations. Finally, I'll give you a comprehensive travel preparation plan to build your confidence before your next trip. Remember, I'm speaking slowly and clearly because travel English often involves specialized vocabulary and formal expressions that might be different from casual conversation. Travel situations require precision and politeness, so careful pronunciation and appropriate tone are essential. If you need to pause and replay sections, please do so. Mastering travel English is like packing the perfect suitcase. Every phrase you learn is a useful tool that makes your journey smoother and more enjoyable. The beautiful thing about travel English is that it opens up the entire world for exploration and adventure. Every phrase you master today brings you closer to independence, confidence, and unforgettable experiences in English-speaking destinations around the globe. Are you ready to become a confident English-speaking traveler? Are you prepared to master the vocabulary that will transform you from a nervous tourist into an adventurous explorer? Let's begin this exciting journey into the language of travel and adventure. Great. Let's move to the next step. Now I'm going to teach you all the essential travel vocabulary and sentences that will make you a confident English-speaking traveler. We'll organize this systematically by travel situations: airports, hotels, transportation, dining, shopping, and emergency situations. Listen carefully to pronunciation, especially for formal travel expressions. Let's start with airport vocabulary and essential airport sentences. Airport. This is where planes take off and land. Flight. This is your airplane journey from one place to another. Boarding pass. This is your ticket to get on the airplane. Passport. This is your official travel document with your photo and nationality. Visa. This is official permission to enter a specific country. Check-in. This is the process of registering for your flight. Security check. This is where they examine you and your belongings for safety. E-gate. This is where you wait to board your airplane. Terminal. This is the main building of the airport. Baggage claim. This is where you collect your luggage after landing. Customs. This is where officials check what you're bringing into the country. I'd like to check in for my flight to London. This is how you start the check-in process. Where is gate 15? This asks for directions to your boarding gate. Is my flight on time? This asks if there are any delays. My flight has been delayed. This states that your departure is later than scheduled. Where can I find the baggage claim? This asks for directions to collect luggage. I have nothing to declare. This tells customs officials you have nothing to report. Is there free Wi-Fi in the airport? This asks about internet access. Where is the nearest restroom? This asks for bathroom directions. How long is the layover? This asks about connection time between flights. Can I upgrade to business class? This asks about improving your seat category. Now let's learn hotel vocabulary and essential hotel sentences. Hotel. This is where you stay overnight while traveling. Reservation. This is your booking for a room. Check-in. This is the process of registering when you arrive. Check-out. This is the process of leaving and paying your bill. Room key. This opens your hotel room door, lobby. This is the main entrance area of the hotel. Concierge. This is the person who helps with recommendations and reservations. Room service. This is food delivered to your room. Housekeeping. This is the cleaning service for your room. Wake-up call. This is a phone call to wake you at a specific time. I have a reservation under the name Smith. This confirms your booking. I'd like a room with a view. This requests a room with a nice outlook. What time is checkout? This asks when you need to leave. Could I have a wake-up call at 7 a.m.? This requests a morning call. Is breakfast included? This asks if morning meal is part of your stay. The air conditioning isn't working. This reports a room problem. Can you recommend a good restaurant nearby? This asks for dining suggestions. I'd like to extend my stay for one more night. This requests additional time. Could you call a taxi for me? This asks for transportation assistance. What's the Wi-Fi password? This requests internet access information. Now let's master transportation vocabulary and sentences. Taxi. This is a car you pay to take you places. Bus. This is public transportation that follows set routes. Train. This is rail transportation between cities. Subway. This is underground train transportation in cities. Rental car. This is a car you pay to drive yourself. Ticket. This is what you buy to use transportation. Schedule. This shows departure and arrival times. Platform. This is where you wait for trains. Station. This is where trains and buses stop. Fare. This is the cost of transportation. How much is a taxi to the city centre? This asks about taxi cost. Where can I buy a bus ticket? This asks where to purchase transportation. What time does the next train leave? This asks about train schedules. Is this the right platform for the train to Paris? This confirms train location. How long does it take to get there? This asks about travel time. Can you take me to this address? This gives directions to a driver. I'd like to rent a car for 3 days. This requests vehicle rental. Where is the nearest subway station? This asks for public transport location. Does this bus go to the airport? This confirms bus destination. I need to be there by 2 o'clock. This states your time requirement. Let's learn dining vocabulary while traveling. Menu. This lists available food and drinks. Waiter. This is the male server. Waitress. This is the female server. Bill. This is what you pay for your meal. Tip. This is extra money you give for good service. Local specialty. This is food that's famous in this area. Vegetarian. This means no meat. Allergic. This means certain foods make you sick. Reservation. This is a booking for a table. Takeaway. This is food you take with you to eat elsewhere. Do you have a table for 2? This requests seating for 2 people. What do you recommend? This asks for the server's suggestion. I'm allergic to nuts. This informs about your food allergy. Could I have the bill, please? This requests payment. Is service included? This asks if the tip is already added. I'd like to try the local specialty. This requests regional food. Could we have a table by the window? This requests specific seating. The food was delicious. This complements the meal. Could you recommend a wine? This asks for beverage suggestions. We're ready to order. This signals you've decided what to eat. Now let's master shopping and asking for directions. Store. This is where you buy things. Souvenir. This is something you buy to remember your trip. Receipt. This is proof of your purchase. Cash. This is paper and coin money. Credit card. This is a plastic payment card. Size. This refers to how big or small clothing is. Price. This is how much something costs. Discount. This is a reduction in price. Exchange rate. This is how much your money is worth in local currency. Market. This is where local vendors sell goods. How much does this cost? This asks about price. Do you accept credit cards? This asks about payment methods. Where can I find souvenirs? This asks for gift shop locations. Is there a discount for cash? This asks about price reductions. Can you give me directions to the museum? This requests location help. How far is it from here? This asks about distance. Is it walking distance? This asks if you can walk there. Which way is the city centre? This asks for downtown directions. Can you show me on the map? This requests visual directions. What time do the shops close? This asks about store hours. Finally, let's learn emergency and problem-solving vocabulary. Help. This is what you say when you need assistance. Emergency. This is an urgent, dangerous situation. Police. These are law enforcement officers. Hospital. This is where you go for medical treatment, doctor. This is a medical professional. Pharmacy. This is where you buy medicine. Lost. This means you don't know where you are. Stolen. This means someone took your belongings illegally. Insurance. This is protection that pays for problems. Embassy. This is your country's official office in another country. I need help. This requests assistance. Call the police. This requests law enforcement. Where is the nearest hospital? This asks for medical facility location. I've lost my passport. This reports missing travel documents. My wallet was stolen. This reports theft. I don't feel well. This expresses illness. Can you call a doctor? This requests medical assistance. Where is the pharmacy? This asks for medicine store location. I need to contact my embassy. This requests consular assistance. Is there someone who speaks English? This asks for language help. These travel sentences will handle every situation you encounter while exploring English-speaking destinations. Practice them regularly to build confidence for your adventures. Great. Let's move to the next step. Now it's time for intensive shadowing practice with all our travel vocabulary and sentences. This section is crucial because travel situations often happen quickly and under pressure, so these phrases need to be completely automatic. I'll say each sentence twice, first slowly for perfect pronunciation, then at natural travel speed. Focus on sounding confident and clear. Let's start with airport sentences. Imagine you're at an international airport. I'd like to check in for my flight to London. I'd like to check in for my flight to London. Now you say it with your destination. I'd like to check in for my flight to... Where is gate 15? Where is gate 15? Now you say it with different numbers. Where is gate? Is my flight on time? Is my flight on time? Now you say it. Is my flight on time? My flight has been delayed. My flight has been delayed. Now you say it. My flight has been delayed. Where can I find the baggage claim? Where can I find the baggage claim? Now you say it. Where can I find the baggage claim? I have nothing to declare. I have nothing to declare. Now you say it. I have nothing to declare. Is there free Wi-Fi in the airport? Is there free Wi-Fi in the airport? Now you say it. Is there free Wi-Fi in the airport? Where is the nearest restroom? Where is the nearest restroom? Now you say it. Where is the nearest restroom? How long is the layover? How long is the layover? Now you say it. How long is the layover? Can I upgrade to business class? Can I upgrade to business class? Now you say it. Can I upgrade to business class? Excellent. Now let's practice hotel sentences. I have a reservation under the name Smith. I have a reservation under the name Smith. Now you say it with your name. I have a reservation under the name. I'd like a room with a view. I'd like a room with a view. Now you say it. I'd like a room with a view. What time is checkout? What time is checkout? Now you say it. What time is checkout? Could I have a wake-up call at 7 a.m.? Could I have a wake-up call at 7 a.m.? Now you say it with your time. Could I have a wake-up call at... Is breakfast included? Is breakfast included? Now you say it. Is breakfast included? The air conditioning isn't working. The air conditioning isn't working. Now you say it. The air conditioning isn't working. Can you recommend a good restaurant nearby? Can you recommend a good restaurant nearby? Now you say it. Can you recommend a good restaurant nearby? I'd like to extend my stay for one more night. I'd like to extend my stay for one more night. Now you say it. I'd like to extend my stay for one more night. Could you call a taxi for me? Could you call a taxi for me? Now you say it. Could you call a taxi for me? What's the Wi-Fi password? What's the Wi-Fi password? Now you say it. What's the Wi-Fi password? Perfect. Now let's practice transportation sentences. How much is a taxi to the city centre? How much is a taxi to the city centre? Now you say it. How much is a taxi to the city centre? Where can I buy a bus ticket? Where can I buy a bus ticket? Now you say it. Where can I buy a bus ticket? What time does the next train leave? Well, what time does the next train leave? Now you say it. What time does the next train leave? Is this the right platform for the train to Paris? Is this the right platform for the train to Paris? Now you say it with your destination. Is this the right platform for the train to... How long does it take to get there? How long does it take to get there? Now you say it. How long does it take to get there? Can you take me to this address? Can you take me to this address? Now you say it. Can you take me to this address? I'd like to rent a car for 3 days. I'd like to rent a car for 3 days. Now you say it with your time frame. I'd like to rent a car for... Where is the nearest subway station? Where is the nearest subway station? Now you say it. Where is the nearest subway station? Does this bus go to the airport? Does this bus go to the airport? Now you say it. Does this bus go to the airport? I need to be there by 2 o'clock. I need to be there by 2 o'clock. Now you say it with your time. I need to be there by... Great. Now let's practice restaurant sentences. Do you have a table for 2? Do you have a table for 2? Now you say it with your number. Do you have a table for... What do you recommend? What do you recommend? Now you say it. What do you recommend? I'm allergic to nuts. I'm allergic to nuts. Now you say it. I'm allergic to nuts. Could I have the bill, please? Could I have the bill, please? Now you say it. Could I have the bill, please? Is service included? Is service included? Now you say it. Is service included? I'd like to try the local specialty. I'd like to try the local specialty. Now you say it, I'd like to try the local specialty. Could we have a table by the window? Could we have a table by the window? Now you say it. Could we have a table by the window? The food was delicious. The food was delicious. Now you say it. The food was delicious. Could you recommend a wine? Could you recommend a wine? Now you say it. Could you recommend a wine? We're ready to order. We're ready to order. Now you say it. We're ready to order. Fantastic. Now let's practice shopping and direction sentences. How much does this cost? How much does this cost? Now you say it. How much does this cost? Do you accept credit cards? Do you accept credit cards? Now you say it. Do you accept credit cards? Where can I find souvenirs? Where can I find souvenirs? Now you say it. Where can I find souvenirs? Can you give me directions to the museum? Can you give me directions to the museum? Now you say it with your destination. Can you give me directions to the... How far is it from here? How far is it from here? Now you say it. How far is it from here? Is it walking distance? Is it walking distance? Now you say it. Is it walking distance? Which way is the city centre? Which way is the city centre? Now you say it. Which way is the city centre? Can you show me on the map? Can you show me on the map? Now you say it. Can you show me on the map? What time do the shops close? What time do the shops close? Now you say it. What time do the shops close? Is there a discount for cash? Is there a discount for cash? Now you say it. Is there a discount for cash? Outstanding. Now let's practice emergency sentences. I need help. I need help. Now you say it. I need help. Where is the nearest hospital? Where is the nearest hospital? Now you say it. Where is the nearest hospital? I've lost my passport. I've lost my passport. Now you say it. I've lost my passport. My wallet was stolen. My wallet was stolen. Now you say it. My wallet was stolen. I don't feel well. I don't feel well. Now you say it. I don't feel well. Can you call a doctor? Can you call a doctor? Now you say it. Can you call a doctor?
Where is the pharmacy? Where is the pharmacy? Now you say it. Where is the pharmacy? I need to contact my embassy. I need to contact my embassy. Now you say it. I need to contact my embassy. Is there someone who speaks English? Is there someone who speaks English? Now you say it. Is there someone who speaks English? Call the police. Call the police. Now you say it. Call the police. Incredible work. You're building real travel confidence with every sentence. These phrases will serve you well in any English-speaking destination and make you feel prepared for any travel situation. Great. Let's move to the next step.
Now I'm going to tell you an exciting story about Sarah's international adventure to London using many of the travel vocabulary and sentences we've been practicing. This story will show you how travel English works in real situations, from airport to hotel to sightseeing. Listen carefully for all the travel interactions and problem solving. After telling the story at normal speed, I'll repeat key sections more slowly. Here's Sarah's London adventure story. Sarah had been planning her first solo trip to London for months, and finally the day arrived. She felt excited but nervous as she arrived at the airport 3 hours before her international flight. At the check-in counter, she approached the airline agent and said confidently, "Good morning. I'd like to check in for my flight to London." The agent smiled and replied, "Certainly. May I see your passport and confirmation number?" After checking in and receiving her boarding pass, Sarah headed to security. The line was long, but she used the time to review her travel itinerary on her phone. When she reached the security checkpoint, the officer asked, "Do you have any liquids in your carry-on bag?" Sarah replied, "Yes, I have a small bottle of shampoo and some hand sanitizer, both under 100 milliliters." Once through security, Sarah realized she had plenty of time before her flight, so she decided to find her gate and then grab some coffee. She approached an airport information desk and asked, "Excuse me, where is gate 27? The helpful staff member pointed toward the terminal and said, "Go straight down this corridor, turn left at the duty-free shop, and you'll see the gate numbers clearly marked." At the gate area, Sarah noticed her flight status on the departure board showed a 30-minute delay. She approached the gate agent and asked, "Is my flight on time?" The agent explained, I'm sorry, but your flight has been delayed due to weather conditions in London. We expect boarding to begin in about 45 minutes. We'll make an announcement when we're ready. Sarah used the extra time to call her hotel in London. When someone answered, she said, "Hello, I have a reservation under the name Sarah Johnson for tonight, but my flight has been delayed. I expect to arrive at the hotel around midnight instead of 10 p.m. Will that be a problem?" The hotel receptionist assured her, "No problem at all, Miss Johnson. We'll note your late arrival in our system." When boarding finally began, Sarah listened carefully to the announcements. "We are now boarding passengers in seats 20A through 30F, the gate agent announced. Sarah checked her boarding pass, seat 23B, and joined the appropriate line. As she handed her boarding pass to the agent, she asked, "Is this a full flight?" The agent replied, "Yes, quite full today, but you should be comfortable in your window seat." During the 8-hour flight, Sarah practiced her travel English by chatting with the friendly passenger next to her, who gave her excellent recommendations for London attractions. When the plane landed at Heathrow Airport, Sarah felt proud that she had handled everything smoothly so far. At immigration, the officer asked standard questions. "What's the purpose of your visit?" Sarah replied confidently, "I'm here for tourism. I'm staying for 1 week." The officer stamped her passport and said, "Welcome to the United Kingdom. Enjoy your stay." Next came baggage claim. Sarah followed the signs and found the correct carousel, but after 20 minutes, her suitcase still hadn't appeared. She approached a baggage service representative and explained, "I've been waiting for my luggage, but I don't see it anywhere. My flight was LH915 from Frankfurt." The representative checked her baggage claim ticket and said, "Let me trace your bag. It appears your luggage is on the next flight due to the delay. We can deliver it to your hotel tomorrow morning." Although disappointed about her missing luggage, Sarah remained positive. She took the Heathrow Express train to central London, which was fast and efficient. At Paddington Station, she asked a London transport employee, "How much is a taxi to this address?" Showing her hotel confirmation, the employee replied, "About £15, but the underground would be much cheaper, only about £3. Sarah decided to take the underground. She asked at the ticket office, "Where can I buy a day pass for the tube?" The clerk explained the options and recommended an Oyster card for multiple days. Sarah purchased the card and asked, "Which line goes to Russell Square?" The clerk pointed to the tube map and traced the route with his finger. When Sarah emerged from Russell Square station, she realized she wasn't sure which direction to walk to her hotel. She approached a local resident and said politely, "Excuse me, can you give me directions to the Royal London Hotel?" The kind woman pointed down the street and said, "It's just 2 blocks that way on your left. You can't miss it." At the hotel reception, Sarah said, "Good evening. I have a reservation under the name Sarah Johnson. I called earlier about arriving late." The receptionist smiled warmly and replied, "Welcome to London, Miss Johnson. Yes, we have your information right here. I see your luggage hasn't arrived yet. Our concierge can help coordinate the delivery tomorrow." Sarah was assigned a lovely room on the 4th floor with a view of a beautiful garden. After settling in, she asked the concierge, "Can you recommend a good restaurant nearby that's still open? I haven't eaten dinner yet." The concierge suggested a traditional pub just around the corner that served food until midnight. At the pub, Sarah felt proud when the server complimented her English. She ordered fish and chips, a classic London experience, and struck up a conversation with locals at the bar. "I'm visiting from Germany," she explained. "This is my first time in London." The friendly Londoners gave her excellent suggestions for tomorrow's sightseeing. The next morning, Sarah's luggage arrived as promised, and she began exploring London with confidence. At the Tower of London, she asked the guard, "What time does the Crown Jewels exhibition close?" At the British Museum, she inquired, "Is there a guided tour in English at 2 o'clock?" Each interaction built her confidence and made her feel more connected to the city. During her week in London, Sarah successfully navigated restaurants, shops, theatres, and tourist attractions. She even helped other tourists who seemed confused, feeling proud that her English skills allowed her to assist others. By the end of her trip, she had transformed from a nervous first-time solo traveler into a confident international adventurer. Now let me repeat key parts of Sarah's story, emphasizing our travel vocabulary. At check-in. I'd like to check in for my flight to London. Security asked, do you have any liquids in your carry-on? Sarah asked, where is gate 27? Flight delay. Is my flight on time? My flight has been delayed. Sarah called the hotel. I have a reservation under the name Sarah Johnson. Immigration. What's the purpose of your visit? I'm here for tourism. Baggage claim problem. Sarah's luggage was delayed. Transportation. How much is a taxi to this address? Where can I buy a day pass for the tube? Which line goes to Russell Square? Directions. Can you give me directions to the Royal London Hotel? Hotel, I have a reservation. Can you recommend a good restaurant nearby? Restaurant. Sarah ordered fish and chips and talked with locals about her visit. Throughout her trip, Sarah used travel English confidently for every situation, from problems to pleasures. Do you see how naturally all our travel vocabulary appeared throughout Sarah's realistic London adventure? This is exactly how you'll use travel English in your own international experiences. Great. Let's move to the next step. Now it's time for guided travel practice. I'm going to create realistic travel scenarios, and I want you to respond using the vocabulary we've learned today. This practice will prepare you for real travel situations where you need to communicate quickly and clearly. I'll play different roles: airport staff, hotel workers, restaurant servers, and locals. I'll present each situation clearly and give you time to respond. After you answer, I'll provide example responses and alternative ways to handle each travel situation. Remember, confident communication is key to successful travel. Let's start with airport scenarios. I'm an airline check-in agent. Good morning. How can I help you today? Again, good morning. How can I help you today? Respond as if you're checking in for your flight. Excellent. You might have said, I'd like to check in for my flight to Paris, or I have a reservation for the 2 p.m. flight to Rome, or I'm checking in for flight BA 245. I see you have one checked bag. Did you pack this bag yourself? Again, did you pack this bag yourself? Respond to this standard security question, i.e. perfect. You should answer, yes, I packed it myself, or yes, I packed everything in my luggage, or yes, it's all my belongings. Your flight is delayed by 1 hour due to weather. Here's your boarding pass. How do you respond to this delay information? Express your reaction and ask a follow-up question. Great responses. Thank you for letting me know. Which gate should I go to? Or is there an estimated boarding time? Or will this affect my connecting flight? Now I'm a hotel receptionist. Good evening. Welcome to the Grand Hotel. How may I assist you? Again, how may I assist you? Check in for your hotel reservation. Wonderful. You could say, good evening. I have a reservation under the name Johnson, or I'd like to check in. My name is Maria Santos, or I have a booking for tonight. I have you in a standard room for 3 nights. Would you like a wake-up call? Again, would you like a wake-up call? Decide about the wake-up call and ask about hotel amenities. Excellent. You might respond, yes, please call me at 7 a.m. or no wake-up call needed, but is breakfast included? Or I'd like a wake-up call at 6:30. What time does breakfast start? Now I'm a taxi driver. Where would you like to go? Again, where would you like to go? Give the driver your destination and ask about the trip. Perfect. You could say, please take me to the British Museum, or I need to go to this address, showing paper, or how much will it cost to go to the airport? The traffic is heavy today. It might take 40 minutes instead of 20. How do you respond to this traffic information? React to the delay and express your time concerns. Great responses. That's okay. I have plenty of time. Or, I need to be there by 2 p.m. Will we make it? Or, is there a faster route? Now let's practice restaurant scenarios. I'm a restaurant server. Good afternoon. Do you have a reservation? Again, do you have a reservation? Respond about your reservation status and request a table. Excellent. You might say, no, I don't have a reservation. Do you have a table for one? Or, Yes, I have a reservation under Williams, or no reservation, but could we wait for a table? Here's your menu. Can I start you with something to drink? Again, can I start you with something to drink? Order a beverage and ask about the menu. Perfect. You could respond, I'd like water, please. What do you recommend? Or, could I have a coffee? What's the local specialty? Or, just water for now. I need a few minutes with the menu. Now I'm a shop assistant. Can I help you find something? Again, can I help you find something? Tell the assistant what you're looking for. Wonderful. You might say, I'm looking for souvenirs. Or, do you have postcards? Or, I need a gift for my sister. Or, where are your t-shirts? This item costs £50. We accept cash or card. Decide on your purchase and payment method. Great responses. I'll take it. Do you accept credit cards? Or, that's too expensive. Do you have anything cheaper? Or, I'll pay with cash. Could I have a receipt?
Now let's practice asking for directions. I'm a local resident. Excuse me, you look lost. Can I help you? Again, you look lost. Can I help you? Accept the help and ask for directions to a specific place. Excellent. You could say, thank you. Can you give me directions to the train station? Or, yes, please. How do I get to the city centre? Or, I'm looking for the museum. Is it far from here?
It's about a 10-minute walk. Go straight, turn left at the traffic light, and you'll see it. How do you respond to these directions? Thank the person and confirm you understand. Perfect responses. Thank you so much. So straight, then left at the traffic light. Or, is it walking distance? Thanks for your help. Or, that's very kind. Is there a landmark I should look for? Now let's practice emergency scenarios. I'm a hotel concierge. You look concerned. Is there a problem I can help you with? Again, is there a problem I can help you with? Explain that you've lost something important. Great. You might say, I've lost my wallet. What should I do? Or, I can't find my passport anywhere. Or, my phone was stolen. Can you help me report it? Let me call the police for you, and I'll give you the number for your embassy. How do you respond to this assistance? Express gratitude and ask what else you should do. Wonderful responses. Thank you so much. Should I cancel my credit cards too? Or, I really appreciate your help. What information will the police need? Or, that's very helpful. How long does this usually take? Finally, let's practice a complete travel scenario. You're at the airport and your connecting flight has been cancelled. I'm sorry to inform you that your connecting flight has been cancelled due to mechanical problems. React to this news and ask about solutions. Excellent responses. Oh no, what are my options? Or, when is the next available flight? Or, will the airline provide accommodation? Or, is there another airline that flies to my destination? We can put you on tomorrow's flight and provide a hotel voucher for tonight. Accept or negotiate this offer and ask about meals and transportation. Great. You could say, that sounds fair. Is breakfast included at the hotel? Or, thank you. How do I get to the hotel from here? Or, I appreciate that. Will you cover meals as well? Or, is there an earlier flight with another airline? Let me get you the hotel voucher and meal coupons. The shuttle leaves from door 3. Express appreciation and ask final questions. Perfect responses. Thank you for taking care of everything. Or, I appreciate your help. What time should I return tomorrow? Or, you've been very helpful. Is there anything else I need to know? Outstanding work! You've just handled complex travel situations with confidence and appropriate language. You're demonstrating real travel English fluency that will serve you well in any English-speaking destination. Great. Let's move to the next step. What an absolutely incredible journey we've taken together today. I'm genuinely impressed by how much travel vocabulary and confidence you've developed in just 30 minutes. When you started this episode, international travel might have seemed overwhelming from a language perspective. But now look at you. You can navigate airports smoothly, handle hotel interactions professionally, use transportation confidently, dine out comfortably, shop effectively, ask for directions clearly, and even manage travel emergencies. That transformation represents real freedom and independence. Let me celebrate all the remarkable achievements you've accomplished in today's travel-focused lesson. You mastered comprehensive airport vocabulary covering check-in procedures, security processes, boarding procedures, and baggage handling. You're now prepared for every aspect of air travel in English-speaking environments. You learned essential hotel vocabulary for reservations, room amenities, service requests, and problem resolution. You can now handle accommodation with professionalism and cultural appropriateness. You practiced transportation vocabulary for taxis, trains, buses, and rental cars, plus all the phrases needed to get anywhere you want to go safely and efficiently. You mastered dining vocabulary while traveling, including special requests, local specialties, and payment procedures that will make restaurant experiences enjoyable rather than stressful. You learned shopping and direction-asking skills that will help you explore new places confidently and find everything you need during your adventures. You practiced emergency vocabulary and problem-solving phrases that will help you handle unexpected situations calmly and effectively. You completed intensive shadowing practice that made travel phrases automatic under pressure, exactly what you need when dealing with real travel stress. You experienced all this vocabulary through Sarah's realistic London adventure, seeing how travel English flows naturally in authentic situations. Most importantly, you practiced handling complete travel scenarios